Aha, so it looks a bit better. Okay. Just give this a minute or two for people to join. So then, let's get this show on the road. Welcome to Aero League Racing. I am Bluebeard, doing your comms for Tier 6 this afternoon. A little bit earlier than scheduled, but I managed to shuffle my work around a little bit. This week we are at the US of A in Watkins Glen. Absolutely brilliant track, should hopefully lead to some pretty good racing for these guys. And to start us off, we need to do a track walk, and finally I've managed to make the photo mode work, so we'll give this a go. Obviously don't get data, so I had to write this down. So without further ado, we'll just do a quick pit walk, or grid walk I should say. So Pusher in first place, followed by his teammate Revelit, locking out the front grid 1 and 2 in the McLarens. Then in third place is Falcon with his teammate Munkin in fourth place, locking out the second row in the Lamborghinis. Third and fourth, then we have Inorganic in the RX Vision, and who was that in fourth? Munkin in fourth. No, it wasn't Munkin in fourth. We've done that. Not too sure who was in fifth. My apologies, we've gone wrong already. In sixth, Benke is in seventh in the Ferrari. HK in eighth in the Renault, just back here. Then in ninth is the second Mazda of Banana, running out the top 10. Then we have, I think this is Boyan in the Citroen. So watch out for this one off the start line. This is a quick car once the lights go out. Then we have in 11th, Jenna in the, sorry, we've missed out Gum in the second of the Genesis. Then we have Pusher in the BMW in 12th. Lord Hans is in 13th, or the other way around, and Crackavelli in 13th, Gaz in 15th, and Hudo rounding out the grid in 16th place in the Lexus. Also another car that should do quite well around here. So that was a bit rough. Hopefully next time, a bit more practice, I'll get that one looking better. So we'll go back to the main grid start and let's change to the cinematic view. And without further ado, we will get on with the sprint race. And we'll just do one quick more thing actually. We'll run through and make sure that everyone is on the softs. I'm pretty sure everyone will be. This was quite an easy race to do on the softs. So running through, yep, everybody's on the softs. So round 3 of Aero League Racing is live in 3, 2, 1. And they're off. It's a good start from everyone. No false starts. And already, look at that. You can see Boyan making some positions up to 8th, 7th, 6th, 4th already by the first corner. That Citroen is massively OP off the line. Everybody else managing to make it through quite cleanly. There's not any forms of contact here. And who was out that's managed to fall back to Crackavelli now at the back of the grid. Pusher gets away to a good start in first place. Essential for him to get through to the bus stop. So his teammate close behind, and already quite a big gap to the Lamborghinis, managing to keep their position. So Boyan has done massively well out of the start of that one so far. Benke just getting a little bit of a tap from HK behind, I think. Shall we just jump back and see again? Coming into that corner. They go side by side. Well, he manages to get through the bus stop pretty good, and there's a little tap, yeah. So HK manages to make a position. Whether or not that goes through to the stewards for a bit of a push to pass, we shall see. And there's just someone behind here who's managed to get himself a penalty. So Banana gets himself a penalty in 10th place. We'll serve that on this lap, so that's going to give a couple of positions away to Jenna and probably Gaz as well. May even lose to Fudo as well. Oh, as he goes off, is he going to try the hack for the penalty line? Oh, Bird now and Lord Hands must have made a bit of contact somewhere along the line, as they're a bit further back and out of position, and there it was at the bus stop. So what's going on here? The pair of them fighting for position. Oh, and they both get a bit of contact and get it wrong. Oh, that is very disappointing for him on the opening lap as well. Okay, let's just drop back to these guys. So positions 1 to 4 still maintain in the same place as where they started. Boyan holding position so far, not managing to make up any more places once he's rolling. But it is still the first lap so far. Munken definitely going a bit wide there. He may see him get a penalty for that. Although with the weak penalties, nope, there we go. It's a full half second, so that's going to cost him dearly on his next lap. If Boyan can close that gap to him a little bit, he's definitely going to be one position up. Let's quickly drop back to see with anyone else in these guys. Now we've got a battle for 7th there. 3 of them going at it here. So as we come onto the start-finish straight, will we see any of these guys looking for a dive into the first corner? Gunn managing to close that gap up already just from that last corner. The Genesis really is fast along this track. So no one manages to make any moves into the first corner here, but they all get it quite clean. Inorganic gets a much better corner and exit and gives him a straight line advantage coming into turn 2, and that is a slam dunk move. Well done, Inorganic. Absolute beautiful move that one was. Benke will be desperate to get that position back. As we can see, Fudo in the background, so he's made up some good places from last place. Taking advantage of the action behind him. Oh, what was that? Gaz just managing to go way too fast through the hairpin, I think that was. Into the bus stop chicane, sorry, not the hairpin. So what do we see happen here? He comes in and he is way too hot, over 130 miles an hour into the bus stop chicane. That is far too quick to be coming in there. So very optimistic, thinking he'd be able to make that one work, but gives away all the advantage that he'd made from the back of the grid at the start of the race. And now he's under attack from two people, almost coming three wide into that corner, but he yields one position to Ayrton. Banana manages to keep behind, but then it's also allowed Bird back through as well on Banana. Has he managed to make that stick? They're coming side by side up the hill for these two. He's just about managed it, and yep, that's a pretty good. Oh, Banana still manages to go again for the inside. Doesn't quite make it stick and gets contact, and he's lost all positions there. Now that was a risky move and it did not pay off, and there's that and a 1 second penalty to add insult to injury. So not going well for Banana this race. Back up the front, Pusher has managed to make an absolutely enormous gap, and Falcon has made a move. We'll just jump back quickly to see where that was. There we go. So what happened there to Reveille? We don't know. Oh, he's got a penalty. Well, that is a shame for him. Yeah, Falcon will take that, thank you please. So Munken in position at 4th place, back there, serving his penalty from the last lap, but that has allowed Boyan to close up massively now to him, so he's going to be under pressure. Does have a bit of clean air in front of him, so if he can keep it together he should be able to catch up with Reveille again as he goes purple through that sector. Whether that's for the full race or just his personal best, we shall see as we come across the line in a moment. So Falcon going on the right hand side of the track, trying to break the toe of Reveille behind him. Hello everybody that said hello as well. That was quite a interesting start to the race. There was a lot of action, so I just had to keep on with that. So yeah, we'll just say hello to Pusher, Bird and Sleepy. Thanks for watching along. Now then, Reveille and Falcon still relatively close, although Falcon is managing to gap Reveille a little bit, but quite comfortably ahead now is Pusher in his McLaren, doing a stellar job at the front of the grid, taking the wide line through the hairpin at the bottom, keeping his speed up, getting a really nice clean exit out of there, and setting another fastest sector as well as getting the current fastest lap with a 46.6. That is very, very fast for these guys, not far off some of the times we were doing further up the tiers. So Pusher still in first, Falcon holding off Reveille in second and third, Munken managing to get another half-second penalty, but with a seems like quite a big enough gap to Boyan that as he serves his penalty in the next lap he might manage to hold on to that, so we will come back to that one later on. Boyan is still holding in 5th, HK up to 6th. This is a good solid points for him if he can keep it there. Inorganic though is closing very quickly behind, but goes deep into turn 1, compromising his exit and run through. Well, it's not a straight, is it? But it's a long sweeping sector. Then who have we got behind? Benke still got Gum all over the back of him. Will Gum go for a dive onto the inside? Benke's going defensive into the bus stop. That is going to compromise his line a little bit as Gum goes on the outside, loads of speed. Whoops. But he manages to get the move done. So that is excellent driving from Gum, trying to replicate his performance last week and getting as many points as possible in the championship. So Fudo up to 10th. This is great. Started on last place and now sitting pretty for reverse grid pole of the feature race. If he can keep that going, he is going to do very well. Also doing pretty good on his tyres for a heavy front engine car. Cracavelli behind him in the AMG Mercedes, also doing a pretty good job on his tyres as well. We had a fellow driver, Gusbach, in out here, who by the end of the race, or end of the sprint race, his tyres were absolutely shot to bits. So Cracavelli doing a really good job with his tyres here, looking after them very well. So Jenna in the M6, the meta car frankly around here, has got Bird all over the back of him. We're going to see Bird go for a move. I think we are into turn 1. Going to be a pretty easy move this one, but is he going to hang it out the outside? No, he doesn't. He yields the place. So Bird making some moves back up the grid from his poor opening lap, and going down to last position. Lord Hans in 14th with a penalty as well, so not going very well for him. He will maintain that position though, because he hasn't got anyone behind him for quite some time. Then we have Gaz in 15th in the other Citroen, and Banana managing to catch up a little bit to Gaz after having served his penalty previously as well. So Pusher is a country mile ahead of everybody else now, although he goes a little bit wide out of that corner. It's not going to compromise his lap times too much. You can see his lap times on the right hand side, all in the 46s. Really consistent lap times, only a couple of tenths of each other. So he's doing a stellar job looking after the front of the grid. Now we'll see Falcon, who has lost the position to Revelet at some point. Maybe that was a penalty further down. He's got another one, but Revelet taps the wall on the exit to the start-finish straight, but will do well. So Munkin is now up to 3rd position, ahead of his teammate. So almost back to the beginning order of the sprint race. This is going to be a solid result for both of these teams in the Constructors' Championships if they can keep this position. Munkin will want to be trying to keep his teammate in his slip to allow him as much help as possible as they come to the penalty line. I think we can see HK in the background there, just trying to tuck out of the toe, or at least get out of the way so that Inorganic behind him didn't have the toe as they come through the bus stop chicane for the 6th time. But he's got that corner all kinds of wrong, and that's allowed Inorganic to absolutely sail past, but he does have the inside line now coming down to the hairpin. They're still side by side, so now it's going to be a question of who can break the latest. We're going to see HK hang it all the way around the outside. Goes for a super wide entry to try and get the cut back, but Inorganic has just parked it on the apex. So brilliant defensive driving from him. HK chooses not to go for another dive along the inside. As with Fido in the background, just went a little bit wide there, off of the curb, or at least it looked it, and there it is. There's a 1 second penalty. That is going to cost him dearly. Good afternoon, Ads. Thank you for joining. So Cracavelli is going to earn at least 1 extra position in the next lap, but that's going to give Fudo back into the position of sprint pole, unless he loses an extra position to Benke as well. Pusher for the win, but I managed to load this quickly enough, so I'm not too sure who actually wins, but it would look like it at the minute. He is very far ahead from these guys. Time for an early promotion, is he? Well, let's see how he gets on for the rest of the evening as well with these guys. This was obviously done on Monday night, and we're going through it now. Was it Wednesday afternoon? See how these guys get on. So Gr3 has managed to get past Fudo earlier in the lap. We saw that. So whether or not Fudo can hang back or keep the position away from Benki behind, but Benki's made a mistake coming into the hairpin, and that's allowed Bird all the way through. Little bit of contact, just tapping each other left and right. But it's a pretty easy move, and Fudo's managed to keep the position quite comfortably. Perhaps all of the fighting from those guys behind has gifted him that position there, so well done to him. Now then, Gum is very quickly on the back of Gr3, or at least it seemed it, going a little bit deep there, gets his two left tyres on the grass, so that's going to compromise his entrance onto the finish straight, so a little bit more work to do. Maybe he can make it up in this first corner. A lot of time can be made up here if you can get that corner right. So Boyan now down to 7th place, managing to lose a couple of positions. I imagine there was either a mistake or a penalty at some point, but still doing better from where he started on the grid. So just trying to catch up with the YouTube comments on my phone. Got that one on the back. Oh, and HK's managed to get himself a penalty as well. So that is going to allow Boyan an opportunity to close up the gap, if not get the position, but we might not see it up until the next corner. Will HK manage to hold on to that? And Inorganic has also managed to get ahead of Falcon. So dropping down the positions for Falcon, not quite such a good result for him. Yes, ads, this is a great track, isn't it? I believe both of us did quite well here on Monday, so it's going to be have a warm spot in our hearts. We've also got Chaos Druid. Welcome to the channel. If you are enjoying this race, as all the races that you see on the Aero League channel racing, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It certainly helps the channel out. So HK manages to keep his position. Falcon is down to 5th place after starting on 3rd, but the race isn't over yet, and unless there's a major accident, I think that's going to be where he stays. Inorganic is right up the trumpet of Munkin now as well. That Mazda doing very, very well. Munkin going a little bit wide. That is going to give him the... Or no, Munkin manages to hold on to that position, although Inorganic looks like he's trying to get the cut back. Doesn't manage to do it, so we will just quickly jump ahead, because up here is Pusher. We've got a couple corners left. Will we see Organic go for a dive on the inside? Nope, whoops, sorry guys. And he did! Sorry, we will just jump back and watch that, because that looked like it was going to be a good move. So, Inorganic goes to the inside, late on the brakes. Munkins just gets it too wide on the corner, onto the marbles, and loses his grip. And that is a move very well done. So, Pusher comes onto the start-finish straights as he just taps the wall a little bit, but it's not going to make any difference as he comes across the line in 1st place. and his teammate follows along in second place. Inorganic does an amazing job getting into third, Monken into fourth, teammate Falcon in fifth, HK is sixth, Boyan is seventh, Quackavelli in eighth, Bird manages to get back up into ninth, Fudo holds on to 10th, Lord hands it in 11th, Gum not having the best of races but brings it home in 12th, Banana up to 13th now, just behind him, 14th is Benki, then Jenna is in 15th, and Gaz comes across the line in 16th. So there we go. What a sprint race. There was definitely more action than I could commentate on all at one time there. So yeah, well done everybody. That was a really good race. So give me a moment to load up the feature. Well done, Pusher. Not too sure if that was your maiden win, but regardless, that was a very dominant drive around here, so definitely one to watch for the feature race. See how well you can do. Oh, that's a disappointing thing to read. What have we got here? Let's try again. Not too sure why we would get a message to say that it's full, because I've got hundreds of gigs of space. Right, that is interesting. Let's just see if I can delete something and... Ooh. Let's get rid of these. They're old now. Bear with us, guys. Hopefully this is a quick fix. Come on, you can do it. Right, okay. Not too sure what is going on here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to stop the stream for a few minutes, maybe just turn the PS5 off and on again, and then get back into it. So grab a toilet break, cup of tea, whatever you want to do, and I will be back as fast as I can to sort out this problem, and we'll catch you for the feature race very shortly. See you in